Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, guys from different part of the world. Today is 16th of Feb 2026, first trading day of the week. Welcome back to my QFX weekly webinar. Just to let you know, the people who are going to watch this webinar first time or joining a first time, just to recap what is the weekly webinar of my QFX. First of all, what is my QFX? MyQFX is a comprehensive training and market analysis platform designed for both and experienced traders. So whether you are just starting your trading journey or a seasoned professional, MyQFX offers the tools and insight you need to succeed. Okay, so let's see. Okay, before that, we need to do disclaimer homework. So I'm just going to read down the last paragraph, guys. That I'm not affiliate with, nor I do represent any security broker, dealer, or investment company. I'm not licensed or qualified to provide investment advice. Any trading decision I share are for information purpose only and should not be taken as financial or investment advice. It is important to verify all information independently, and any action you take based on that information are entirely your own responsibility. Just to give you the homework, okay? Right, so let's talk about the format. We're going to talk about the look at the high impact news, upcoming high, because these news is very important for traders. We align which currency we should be focused in upcoming days based on the data, and then we're going to align that. Once the data is released, then we align that data through technical analysis, and then we deep down through intraday analysis, look for the opportunity. This is exactly we're going to be, do every single day in my QFX platform, because this is the weekly webinar. So we're just going to look at the high time frame, mainly all the major against the dollar. We look 4 hour, but all the exotic pairs we look at for 1 hour. And later on today, we're going to go through the my QFX analysis performance. And of course, I'm going to be explaining these analysis in more detail to explain the price action. And every webinar, I'm keep repeating the price action. And if you look at all these price action techniques and you can apply any instruments, you should be able to, generate some, good pips. All right. So another important thing is MyKeyFX is basically we are giving a 3 months free if you're a beginner, and the only condition is you have to open a $500 of an account. We have all these features in MyKeyFX platform. Just to quickly repeat, as you know, we're producing real-time market analysis and updates, live video documentary support, price alert, and customized charts. We have our momentum trading strategy, which is FX more. We have real-time financial news coming. We explain the market sentiment updates, and all our analysis, live analysis recording is available. We have a Forex education material basics, and another one we have our collaborative partner MyQMine, all the detailed theoretical information and training available for MyQFX platform. We also run some webinar through other traders, so you can acquire that information. But in my QFX platform, we are basically doing in a real-time analysis and real-time price action training. Then we have a live chat support if you need any help. Of course, sometimes we organize a weekly training session. So if you want to have a 12 months free, so you need to be open a $1,000 account in QBN Global. And once you open an account, so as long as you're trading this account actively, so you will have access of 12 months free. Only thing I'm giving here, I'm giving you a free one-to-one session where I'm going to explain to you in detail how you should be trading with that $1,000 account through my KFX platform in details. Otherwise, if you want to subscribe our monthly subscription, actually we had this monthly subscription, but we have a special offer for these accounts, so feel free. Otherwise, if you open a membership account, the $149, we have all these features. We also have a funding opportunity if you perform very well in a platform, and we also have opportunity funding. We are trying to bring a funding program integrated into my QFX platform. So we're going to be the only pioneer in the funding company that not only just providing a funding accounts, we will be able to provide a full training and education through live intraday analysis. I hope that makes sense. Okay. So let's look at the news we're going to look at. As you know, today we have bank holiday on China. Basically, you know that we have New Year, Chinese New Year. So that's why you can see here most of days we have a bank holiday in China. But today we also had a bank holiday in Canada and the US. That's why we haven't seen any moves, any volatility, all the major against the dollar. But we have seen nice volatility or all the yen across. And I'm going to show you in a minute. And we also had a little bit nice volatility in gold as well. Okay, so Tuesday we're going to be looking Clement count change. This is relative to the job point of view. We can see here this is not good sign. 22.8K versus 17.9K means more people are going to claim a job seeker allowance. That's not good sign for the currency, but once the data is going to release, that's what we're going to look at that time. So that's the Dubai 11 o'clock and UK 7 a.m. in London time. So tomorrow we are going to also look at the CAD. As you can see, we had a high impact news is coming for the CAD, CPI data and median CPI year by year and trimmed CPI year by year. So if we look at the data, this looks positive. This is exactly the same. This is slightly negative. We'll see when the data is going to release. We're going to look at. So tomorrow, probably we're going to see the opportunities pound and the CAD, mainly dollar CAD. We're going to look at. Okay, so Wednesday, this is the Asian session analysis. Basically, we're going to have a Kiwi. We have a high impact news coming, especially we have an official cash rate, which is exactly the same, but we have these statement and the press conference is coming. As always mentioned to my trader during this press conference and statement, we don't initiate any trade. We let the market settle down and then we look for the opportunity through technical. So far, we have seen consolidation on the Kiwi and also in Aussie dollar. We're going to look at the chart in a minute. Wednesday, we also have a data for pound. As you can see, CPI data is coming, which is slightly lower. And again, tomorrow we have amazing FOMC meeting minutes, and we also have a speech for the RBNZ for the Kiwi. So we'll see tomorrow. Again, we have tomorrow we have pound, and Wednesday we have another important news for the pound. We're going to look at opportunity in pound dollar in cable. Thursday, if you look at Thursday, we have employment change, unemployment rate, and we also have unemployment claims for the dollar. So Thursday, we're going to look at the Aussie dollar. If you look at the news employment change, we have slightly quite big difference, big change. So that's probably going to create some opportunity. We look at here, we have slightly change here in employment rate, slightly increase, which is again sort of negative for the Aussie dollar. We're going to look at the high time frame in a minute. We have 5:30 p.m. That's the unemployment claims. There's a 1:30 p.m. London time. You can see that data slightly bit increased, which is not good for the dollar. We'll see it. Then we have speech. Friday, if you look at Friday, we also had a high impact news for pound. So technically, we can look at the pound, probably going to have all day, every day, almost every day, we have a high impact news. So we have a retail sale is coming on pound. That's slightly lower, no good sign. Then we have a flash manufacturer PMI for the euro. If you look at slightly better, and then we have this one slightly better, we'll see. Then we also have a high impact news for the cable, and we also have a high impact news for the dollar with the GDP quarter by quarter. Quite big difference number. We'll see how that's going to make slightly better. And then we have 6:45 p.m. That's another manufacturer PMI. So technically what we're looking here is we are expecting some big moves, especially on pound. As you can see every day, almost every day we have some high impact news for the cable. And we're looking at Kiwi dollar and Aussie dollar. We're going to look at the charts, and then plus we also have high impact. We also have this FOMC meeting. This is the more important for me. And this is unemployment claims. That's more important. And of course, we're going to look at the this high impact news for the Kiwi. So sort of like we can see here, the news, which high impact news is coming. Then we're going to look at the charts and see what sort of price action is telling us which opportunity we should be taking into it. Okay, so this is basically what we're looking into it. Okay, so let me open the technical side of it. Just give me 1 second. Meanwhile, if you have any questions from the last webinar, feel free. You have the opportunity, you can ask. Okay. Okay, so let's look at we're going to start from the cable let's start from the Euro USD, okay? So this is the 4-hour chart, guys. So if you look at the 4-hour chart, we have with the technical analysis, if you look at the, well, as always mentioned, you can see here, this is the first high is, let me make it slightly. Just give me 1 second so I can maximize my resolution so then you have a clear picture. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so now where we can see here this is the 4-hour chart. And if you look at today, we haven't seen any volatility because we have a bank holiday in the US and the Canada, and we haven't seen any big moves even in London. Okay, the London session. So if you look at the price action, we have this area. This is the first high is broken and price repeatedly respected here. So when the price come back and price develop this low, so the price develop this one. So for us being as a trader, what we're looking here, we are looking at breakout either this point of interest or this one. So in upcoming days, if the price is going to break and give us the confirmation, then we're looking for short. Otherwise, if the price is going to respect and develop a pullback and break this one, then keep taking a long trade here. That's the one scenario of high probability. Another one, if you look at here, the price action, what we can see here, we have this impulsive reaction. And if you look at the price is developing a correction here, that gives us the high probability of one more sign to the upside. But this is the point of interest we are looking. But we don't know how long the price going to stay within this structure. So this is the way we're going to look at the intraday. But if you look at the intraday today, we haven't seen any volatility. You can see here the price did not develop any opportunity. As always mentioned, being an intraday, the most important thing for us, every time when the price break any recent high and low and give us the confirmation, then we look for the opportunity. Even in 4-hour, you can see here, we haven't seen any opportunity here. And again, you need to understand that sometimes you don't have to trade, you need to avoid trading it. Because of the situation, as you know, we have a bank holiday in the US. So we have only small short trade here. This is the trade we had it. As you can see here, we were looking this breakout, the price broken. But again, this is not basically high probability trade, but based on the, you can see why. I think somebody is, Najaf Ali is trying to write something. Can you? Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. Can you please stop doing this thing and annotation?
जी सर अशरफ नूर साहब मुखातिब है
जी जी
सॉरी सर मैं जरा इंग्लिश जरा मेरी वीक है तो उर्दू में थोड़ी बात करना चाहूंगा
Okay, so let me finish this one. हम ये खत्म कर लें, उसके बाद फिर आप मुझसे सवाल पूछिएगा, then I can make it in English so everybody can understand. हाँ, पूछिए
ओके
सवाल पूछिए, आप पूछना चाहते हैं, पूछिए सवाल, then I can repeat in English. Okay. All right, so let me finish this one. At the end of this webinar, I'm happy to take all of your questions, even if you cannot speak in English. If you can speak in Urdu, I'll take your question and I can translate in English. So everybody should be able to take some benefit. Okay, so what we're looking here in upcoming days, we have to look at the, being a technical, this is what I'm expecting it, because I can see here we have this impulsive, we have this correction is developed. So my bias is looking for another pullback as long as the price stay above this level. This is what we're looking into it. So this is what we're looking in upcoming hours. Pay attention to detail. When the Bollinger Band is squeezing, it means we are looking forward another big opportunity. Another one here, we call a candle inside candle pattern. This is what we call an indecision situation. You can see here the price inside. This is the big candle and the price still here. So I highly recommend let the price break this resistance or this support area and then look for the opportunity. We have a FOMC meeting. We have a lot of high impact news this week. So we're looking forward to this opportunity. All right, let's look at the pound dollar. Okay, so the pound dollar, we have even last week, we can see here, we haven't seen any big moves, but before this, after this impulsive, you can see the price develop a correction here. But sort of like if you look at the price develop also as a symmetry triangle pattern, which is we call indecision situation. And what I'm looking here, I'm looking for breakout of this pattern. But if you look at the price action right now, we have high impact news is coming from tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a high impact news, and that's going to create opportunity, I believe. So let's look. Okay. Yeah. So we have this data, and if you look at the data, what we can see here is projecting as a negative, right? Because this is quite big changes. So if when the data is going to release and if the data is negative for the pound, then we are probably looking opportunity for downside. But the safest way for me to look at this is the point of interest. If the price going to break and given the confirmation, then we're looking here. We're going to take intraday pullbacks. So if the data is good, then if the price going to break, come out from this structure, give us the confirmation, then I'll be looking a long trade here on pound dollar. Today, we don't have any, volatility in the market, but we still have a little bit short trade here. As you can see here, we mentioned the point of interest. The price nicely broken even after the breakout price retest. And if you look at the current right now, the price action, we can see this is the point. This is the price action what we're looking here. If the price is breaking this low here, you can see here, and after that, the price retest, that gives us the high probability of sign of continuation. If the price going to continue, so I'm expecting this is the first target we are looking into it. As you can see here, based on this current analysis, the price has been, this analysis has been activated and the price develop a pullback. That's a sign of continuation to the downside. But amazing trade is going to happen tomorrow when the data is going to release. So let's look at the yen pair. So especially pound yen and dollar yen and all the yen pair has given us amazing trade this morning. So let's look at the pound yen. Okay, so the pound yen is a 1 hour chart. This is what we're looking here. So this morning, as you can see here, this is a 1 hour chart. The price market open at this level. And if you look at this candlestick pattern, we have a bullish engulfing candle, price nicely broken. And again, as always mentioned, pay attention to detail of the price action. We have this impulsive reaction, and after that, the price developed correction, impulsive correction, and price nicely broken the previous high. So we really enjoy this rally. And afterwards, what we're expecting here, you can see here, the price broken this area and the price is retesting it. So this is what we're looking here, another pullback. Point of interest for me is this one. So if the price going to break this one and give us the confirmation, then we're looking a long trade here. So we'll see tomorrow. Again, tomorrow we have a high impact news for the pound. And let's see here. And if the data is good for the cable, then I'm expecting continuation to the upside. But if the data is negative and at the Asian session, if I see the price is coming up and if the price refuse this area, then if the data release and the data is negative, then I'm expecting to the downside. We'll see. But again, you need to patience and discipline. Let's wait for the data. But based on the price action, what we can see here right now is price is developing a pullback. So if you look at today, we really enjoy all this. Really, we had, first of all, we had this beautiful breakout trade here. We were expecting some price action. As you can see here, the price nicely developed impulsive and then correction. So in intraday, this is what we did analysis. As you can see here, the price nicely developed a sideways market. And after that, you can see the price broken and give us the confirmation. We have 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful, a long trade. Even though when the price was going up, so we also mentioned any pullback would consider high probability trade. And that's why we basically continuously broadcasting this information. You can see here, this is the basically counter short trade here. We have another one, just let me share with you. I'm talking about this analysis, yeah. So we had this first analysis, yeah, and then afterward we did this analysis as mentioned, and all this analysis recording is available in our MyKeyFX platform. As mentioned, that we are expecting a pullback long trade here. As you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3 beautiful pullback. Price nicely hit to the profit target and squeeze amazing profit. Even after that, once we always look at the price action, if you look at the price action, we have this area of interest, price previously respected here. So we were expecting some counter opportunity here, and we did this analysis. And let me share with you guys, we have this analysis we did, which is a pretty straightforward. As you can see here, what we're expecting here in intraday, you can see the price broke on this previous high. So we were expecting continuation, but price refused. We have this area of interest, which is price previously respected. We have this breakout. As soon as the price hit this level, and this is what we suggest our traders, it's time to bank some profit. So you can see here, we as a being an intraday trader, we always look at the price section. We always look at the price structure and price pattern. And based on that, we basically broadcast that information in the analysis section. So we had an amazing counter short trade on pound yen. So what we're expecting today. So tomorrow we have news coming for the pound. As mentioned, in the Asian session, when the Tokyo session is open, if we see the continuation sign, pay attention to this point of interest. At that time, if the data is released for cable and the data is negative, then I'm expecting continuation to the downside. If the data is positive, then I'm expecting continuation to the upside. So this is the high probability, and this is the bias we have developed, and we'll see tomorrow how the market is going to react. We also had an amazing trade on Euro Yen and pound and dollar yen. I'm going to look at after this Kiwi dollar and Aussie dollar because we're expecting some high impact news. So we have to plan for that. So if you look at the Kiwi dollar, Euro yen, pretty straightforward. This is 1 hour chart. As you can see here, the price refused to stay below this level and came back here. We have impulsive correction, and then we keep taking a, pullback. As you can see, the price nicely respected. We also had a counter opportunity. Let me share with you guys the analysis we did. We had amazing trade, guys, all the yen pair, which is a pretty straightforward. We have this impulsive reaction in intraday. This is the reaction we had it. You can see impulsive reaction. After the impulsive, price developed correction. We mentioned high broken. So let's look at this breakout. So we can see a price broken. And after that, we have another beautiful pullback long trade here. Then later on, we also did another analysis, which is a pretty straightforward. As always mentioned, when the price is, you can see here, the price is moving here. So in intraday, every pullback would consider high probability trade. This is the sign of our analysis we mentioned. So you can see here the price nicely developed another beautiful pullback, amazing long trade on a Euro yen, squeeze amazing profit on this one. I believe we also had a counter short trade here. This was the pretty straightforward, and this is not a rocket science, guys. As always mentioned, this is the low, this is the high. We were looking this breakout, price nicely broken, and right now price also developing a pullback. So what we're looking here, upcoming opportunities on Euro yen, we are looking to break out this structure. We can see here if we see the price respected here and break this low, and then I'm expecting short, otherwise break, give us the confirmation, and then long here. So we're going to look at tomorrow, and we don't have any high impact news for the euro until Friday. So we'll see at the Tokyo session how things gonna wrap up, and then we're looking at, so far we can see here strength the euro against the yen, and Asian sessions. Let's see if we find sign of continuation to the upside. Okay, so let's look at the data. We have data is coming for CAD. We're gonna look at CAD, or the Kiwi dollar and Aussie dollar. Let's look at the dollar CAD first now. Okay, so dollar CAD, you can see here we have seen some strength on dollar against the CAD, but if you look at the news, what the news is projecting, we have this positive. This is more or less the same. This is slightly lower than the previous one. So sort of like I can see a mixed data, but when the data is going to actually release, then we will see the situation. But as always mentioned, you know, the current situation of the economy, as always mentioned to my trader, even though the day sometime market does not follow the fundamental, in that scenario, as always mentioned to my trader, just trade what you see it, not what you think. So what we can see here, the price at this stage, what we're looking here, the point of interest for me to look at, this is the first low is been broken. So let's see tomorrow, based on the data, if we see the data is negative for the CAD and the price break this above this level and give us the confirmation, then I'm looking for long here. And if the data is positive for the CAD, then we're probably going to see weaknesses on the dollar. So then probably going to be looking for the continuation to the short trade. So we are looking here, this is the point of interest when we're looking here. If the price is going to continue, we are looking for this price action. So we already had this long trade here. This is a pretty straightforward price developer pullback. Let's see here if the price is going to continue. As you know, today we have a bank holiday, so we haven't seen any volatility today, and we are waiting tomorrow. Let's see here. So point to be no interest. This is the area of interest I'm looking for here. And if the price is going to respect, then possibility of counter opportunity here. Otherwise, price break, give us the confirmation for the long. Right, so let's look at the Kiwi dollar. We have tomorrow, we have this data, not tomorrow, we have, the data is coming on Wednesday. So we have Wednesday, this data is releasing for Kiwi dollar. So if you look at the Kiwi dollar, the situation right now, we don't see any clear direction for the Kiwi dollar. But what I can see here, we have this structure has been developed. We also had this false breakout. So I'm looking for this breakout. So while the price is here, we don't have any clear direction. And there might be a possibility until that data release, we might gonna see some consolidation. Even if you look at the last week, we don't see any clear direction. We have seen consolidation. Price hasn't developed any moves. So the safest way, as always mentioned, what I'm looking here, I'm looking if the price gonna break any recent high and low. And after that, give me the confirmation, then I'll be looking into it. So this is what exactly for looking. So for support and resistance, this is the support area, this is the resistance area. So I'm looking while the price is here, is no clear direction. I would not take any opportunity. If the price gonna break, give us the confirmation. If the data is coming for the Kiwi and projected a positive, then I'm expecting a breakout and giving the confirmation for long. While the price is here, is basically no high probability to trade. So let the price come out from this structure and look for the opportunity accordingly. We also have a high impact data is coming this week for the Aussie dollar. As you can see, we already pinpoint the point of interest. You can see here the price so far, if you look at the data, is projected sort of like a negative. You can see here we have unemployment change, quite big difference. We have unemployment rate has been increased. So if we see the negative, then I'm expecting it. Keep in mind, if the price is going to break this area, give us the confirmation, then I would consider this one in head and shoulder pattern, then probably going to have a nice, beautiful short trade here. If the data is good for the key Aussie dollar and price break this above high, give us the confirmation for long here. So I'm talking about the high time frame. While the price is here, it's going to be challenging. It's sideways market, let the price break. Because even if you look at here, we have so many rejection, price develop impulsive, but price also respected this area. So and today we had a bank holiday. We haven't seen any big moves. So we have to wait the price to break this support and resistance and give us the confirmation in order to take the opportunity accordingly. Okay, so the last we're going to do the gold, and then I'm happy to take all the questions, guys. Okay, so if you look at the gold, okay, so gold, as you can see here, this is a 1 hour chart. And we have last, Thursday, we have this beautiful breakout, amazing. And after that, price retest. And so far, we can see here, even today, this is the 1 hour chart, guys. So the price is respecting. We have this symmetry triangle pattern, which is called indecision situation. So what I'm looking here, safest way for me to look for this breakout, this pattern, and look for the opportunity accordingly. But being an intraday, we also had a short, we also had a long trade, because we look at the basic price action in intraday, and we always take opportunity accordingly. So we had, this is a highly volatile instrument, guys, to trade safely. And I'm going to say don't trade aggressively. And let me share with you today's analysis. We had quite a lot of analysis for the gold because it's a very highly, you can see a pretty straightforward. This is the Asian session analysis when the price was coming down. So you can see we did this analysis and pretty straightforward. We mentioned our trader, even a live analysis, we have this high has been broken. Price developed this one. As you can see, the price nicely broken. After that, price developed all these pullbacks. We had this amazing short trade here. And even after that, we also had another beautiful breakout. If you look at my live analysis in the New York session, recording is available on my QFX platform. I already mentioned that price developed false breakout. So let's see here, while the price is here, don't initiate, let the price break. And if you look at here, the price broken, and after that price give us the confirmation. We had an amazing short trade here, and price nicely hit to the profit target, squeeze amazing profit. So it's the same basic price action, which you can implement here in 1 hour, and you can also implement in intraday, and you can squeeze amazing profit. So we have another beautiful counter long trade here, which is a pretty straightforward. When we see the prices respecting here in 1 hour, so there might be a possibility of pullback. So continuation. So we look at the structure here. You can see here the price nicely broken here. We have this area which price nicely respected and nicely broken, an amazing long trade here. Based on that, we look at only 1 hour chart, high time frame, and we look at the possibilities, and then we refine those possibilities through intraday. This is what exactly we do it. So we have another beautiful, again, pretty standard and straightforward. Once the price move upside, so once the price break any structure here and then continue, so what we're looking here, we're looking any pullback. So any pullback would consider high probability trade. This is the sign we mentioned. Any pullback would consider high probability trade. You can see here, based on the previous analysis, we have another beautiful pullback and hit to the profit target. So this is what we do analysis all the time. And we also did another one analysis based on that, price nicely broken. Again, continuously broadcasting this analysis, as you can see here, based on that, price nicely develop another amazing long trade here. So what we're looking here upcoming days for the gold, our buy still is long here. And what we're looking here right now, this is the structure we're looking here. This is the way we look at. You can see here low high is being developed. As long as the price keep developing is low high, we are looking this one. But here you can see here the price also develop high low. So sort of like price develop a symmetry triangle pattern. That symmetry triangle pattern means indecision situation. So being an intraday, we look at, always we look at, let the price break and give us the confirmation. For example, if you look at this analysis, we have this breakout. After this breakout, we are looking at confirmation. That's a sign of continuation to the upside. So then we did another analysis. As you can see here, we already have this breakout. So this breakout, so we're looking here, another pullback. So being an intraday, this is what we're looking into it. So once the price develop a big move in 1 hour, then you can go in intraday and you can watch if the price is going to break any recent high. And after that, if the price is going to continue develop pullback, momentum is bullish, that's the high probability of sign of continuation. So you can see here the price nicely develop pullback. Even after that, you can see here the price also develop this correction. So we also did another analysis because we're continuously doing analysis. So we did another analysis. As you can see here, the price nicely developed impulsive correction and impulsive. This is what we did. You can see here. So we have both analysis we did, and both of them is active. Reason why? Because this is a high probability of long. As you can see here, the price nicely respected the support level. And if you look at here, we have a very good bearish rejection that give us the high probability of sign of continuation. So this is the way we plan every day, and this is the way you should be looking into it. Now, the question is, this is in webinar today, how to define the high probability of pullback, right? So I'm going to give you another little bit price action training as we mentioned in our webinar context, that how you can define a high probability of pullback. So again, so the way we always look at the high time frame and develop your buys, and then look at to the intraday, because MyKFX, we have our own intraday chart which help us. And why we have developed this chart, because it helps us to reduce the market noise. We keep the basics same all the time. So in this scenario, if I'm looking in the gold, so what we're looking here, look here. So the price has broken this low here, and this area, I'm looking a reversal, continuation to possibility of rejection and downside. Then we look at in the intraday. And if I see the price is going up, let's suppose these are the price action what I'm expecting here. Let's suppose if the price is going up and up, and this is the area, price goes up and then price come back here, and then price refuse to stay above this level and come back, give us the confirmation at this level. I'm talking about intraday. That give me the high probability of, reversal and continuation. So every time when the price break any low here, and after that price give us the pullback, that give us the sign of continuation to the downside. And that's what we look at, the high probability of pullback. Pay attention to detail. This is what we're looking here. Another way we're looking into it, because this is the point of interest, we look at the intraday. So if the price is coming back here and develop double top here and break this low and give us the confirmation, that give us the high probability of continuation pullback to the downside. Sometime price does not develop a pullback. Price instead develop a false breakout. That give us the high probability of continuation to the downside. For example, give an example here. Let's say this is the high and we're expecting the price should respect here. So what happened here? Let's suppose the price come back and develop double top here, and we expecting that the price break, and we expecting the price going to continue to the downside. Price develop impulsive reaction, and we were expecting a pullback. Instead of pullback, price break and give us the false breakout, and later on give us the confirmation. That confirmation give us the price still want to go up. It's not going to come down. So that scenario, we're looking every time when we look at the high and low, we look at the high probability of pullback trade. And this is exactly we look at all our analysis. This is what we're looking here. Once you see the price is going in this direction, then what we're looking here, pullback. So the best pullback we will look at always be, depends. If the market is under influence of fundamental of the news, then any small pullback can also be a high probability trade. Otherwise, we wait for the deep pullback. What's the difference between deep pullback and pullback in under influence of the news? So I'll give you an example here. Let's say if this news is coming and this is high impact news and made a huge drop down. Even small pullback would consider high probability trade, because the price under influence of some statements or some reason of fundamental news, that's what we're looking here. So when there is no news, so what we're looking here, we're looking at a deep pullback. What does the deep pullback means? Like when the price is going up and then price come back. So this high is broken. We basically pinpoint this area and look at how far. If the price come close to this area and refuse to break and continue, this is what we're looking here, high probability of pullback. We also basically have when there is no news and the market is slow move. In this scenario, so what we're looking here, sometime price come back here and break and come back. Instead of come back here, the price develop this kind of behavior. That's give us the high probability. This is what we call a price development of wedge here. That give us the very high probability of continuation sign. There's a two factor here. Number one is price nicely broken the previous high, and after this breakout, price is respecting it, and price develop a slow movement after impulsive. That give us the high probability of pullback continuation sign to the long opportunity. Same thing apply for the short. If the price is developing coming back here and the price break this area, this is the pullback around this area, looking here a possibility of short trade here. Another way, if the price come back here and then price develop a wedge here instead of straight pullback and come to this area, and when we see this wedge has been developed, that give us the high probability of pullback, a short trade here. Reason, because we look at, first of all, we look at this impulsive reaction. After impulsive, you can see the price develop correction that give us the high probability of continuation to the downside. So these are the way we should be looking into high probability of pullback. At the same time, our analyst is basically keep broadcasting And top of that, I'm also describing everything what I just showed you here. Every day we are explaining this thing over live analysis, and our live analysis is 7:30 London time, and we have another analysis is 2 p.m. UK time. Probably we might gonna change time 5-10 minutes because of Ramadan is coming, but this is we are trying to be stay in this time. Why are we doing 7:30? Why are we doing 2 p.m.? 7:30 is 8 a.m. is the London Open, and that's the volume kicked in the market. So we prepare ourselves 7:30, make sure that we pinpoint the major opportunity. On the London Open, we basically squeeze opportunity based on the analysis which we do on 7:30. 2 p.m. London time we do, because we just do the analysis at the New York session at the New York Exchange Open, because that's what we look at as soon as the New York session, New York's opening bell, New York Exchange is open, we can see the volume kicked in. So we have to make sure we prepare ourselves accordingly. But as you know, the news coming during this time, we also cover the news. Whenever the news is coming, we also broadcast that information in the analysis section. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so guys, I'm happy to take all of your questions. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We have only a few minutes left to wind up this webinar. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. No more questions? Somebody was asking the questions before.
I think he's gone. I can't see the gentleman anymore. Najaf, I think his name was. He's no longer on the call, Ashraf.
Okay. All right, guys. Any questions you have?
So for these analysis, how do we? It's like there will be any markings in this one for looking at the trade setups.
Say it again. Your voice is not clear.
I just want to check.
Can you tell me your name, please?
Rajat, sir. Rajat.
Ji Rajat Saab. What exactly are you trying?
Just want to check. There will be any markings on this of looking for analysis to how do I look on these for trading opportunities here?
Trading opportunities when now?
It's on a London session or a New York session there?
Yes, because in a live session, I'm pretty sure you have the access of my QFX platform, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay, so what you have to do is, if you miss this one, so what you have to do, just go there, and that's what we basically kept our recording of live analysis. So if you miss this one, so you can go like this one, you can see here, this one, the recording is here. So here you will find, I have this, basically I've defined all the opportunities in details, right? So for example, if you have, I'm not sure which pair you are trading in. So for example, let me take here in the gold. So basically that's what we had it nice. Let me see. Yeah, the gold you can see here. This is the analysis I did. So, this is just adding on top of that. So say first we let the price break and give us the confirmation. Yeah. So I explained everything before. Before I do analysis. Give us the confirmation for short. Right now, if you look at here, price refused to stay above and below this level. We also have this level. So here, no trade break, continuation. This is one.
Okay, sir. Got it.
So this is basically live. This is the live I did. And as you can see here, this is based on this analysis. Let me explain to you. Yeah, you can see this is the analysis we did. And after that, most of the traders who was at that time live, they have watched and they have taken this opportunity accordingly. So at the first stage, because I know some of the traders will not be able to watch live because of their other personal commitment. But I highly recommend that every day when you log into the MyKFX platform, please do watch this live analysis. The recording is here. And then because I also explained the high time frame, the buys, And then even if you know at that time online, at least you will get the idea, you know, what I'm talking about, the high time frame, what are the opportunities, and then basically you can practice in the platform. I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
Perfect.
In future, can there be more analysis on indices and all? Like sometimes I look for trading on indices like US 30s and all other things.
Okay, so because let me explain to you, because the trading is what I can see, because you know we have a 12 major currency pair including the gold, and we can add as many as we wanted. But to be honest, the thing is like because my experience in trading is more you make simple, more you make, you know, profit.
Yes.
Because most of people, they said, okay, we're gonna be looking into it to like you know, dollar index and looking all these things. But I always ask to people, I say, okay, I don't have any problem, you can go through whatever you wanted, but I do have a problem when I broadcast this information and you haven't taken this benefit, right? Because this is the way we do it, because this is what we do analysis, and this is what we explain these things. So the reason behind this, what we're explaining it, because most of the work we already done it for you as an analyst. So I will highly recommend that more you make simple, more you feel better, right? Trading is all about patience and discipline. Even though we produce amazing analysis, but it's very challenging when things comes to the trade, because this is, unfortunately, we have programmed it that if you do not do hard working, do not do effort, we cannot get the result. But in trading, it's all about patience and discipline. When you did this analysis, you have to wait. The market should behave according to this analysis and then look for the opportunity. And at the end goal is basically to make the maximum opportunity and maximum profit. But there's nothing wrong with it. If you have a time, you can go through indices and everything. But here in my KFX platform, we have more pairs, and I'm sure the goal is amazing here because we provide a lot of information, and I'm sure that's more than enough. Otherwise, it's going to be too much challenging to, you know, put attention to all of the other instruments. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions, guys? We haven't seen Shaybaz. Basically, he joined it and for the training. Okay, so no more questions.
Yeah, I don't think there are, Ashraf. I think everyone's perfect at trading. Bless. Everyone's trying, I guess. I know that we're all trying. I do benefit from the analysis in the morning. Even if I don't get in on the 7:30 time, I can watch the recording. It makes a difference.
Okay, that's great. That's great. All right, guys, that's it for now. And have a nice week. And until next time, next Monday, same time, we're going to come back and let's see what we are. Right now, the opportunity is coming pound dollar, which is the news is coming, Aussie dollar, and the Kiwi dollar. And of course, the dollar CAD. All right, guys, all the best. And see you next week. Take care, guys.
Thank you.